actually I've missed out on the one piston. I recognize this now when there was one O-ring left over. Hello everybody and welcome to day 55 of my Jaguar S-Type restoration project. In today's episode I'm gonna attempt the CIF 6HP26 transmission's C/D clutch drum, which is the last main component to be rebuilt, so let's get started. This drum is kind of a special one because it engages two brakes, the C and the D brake at once, and therefore contains two springs, one on each side. These are the components on the C clutch side: a big spring, a cup and a snap ring. For the rebuild on this side I need the parts out of bag number 12 of the CIF overhaul kit. Changing over to the D clutch side, here I will install the big piston, a smaller spring, two of these retainers, a smaller one and a bigger one, and finally the parts out of bag number 15. Okay, you may wonder what I'm doing here. Actually, I've missed out on the one piston. I recognize this now when there was one O-ring left over. The original CIF instructions didn't tell me to take out this piston. I didn't even know that there is one, but actually there has to be, because two springs correlate to two pistons. It seems I have to get compressed air into this hole and the piston should pop out. I just have to find a way to close the other holes while putting air inside. Obviously my duct tape doesn't stick on an oily surface, so I try to clean this up a little bit and close 3 of the 4 holes. So let's give it a try. Yes, one side came out already. One more shot. No, still not. It's already not possible to build up air pressure underneath the piston, but I still don't get it out. Yes, it works out with a little screwdriver, I guess. And here it goes. This piston had to be removed anyway, but the funny thing is that this is part of the inner side here of the C clutch, while these are the D clutch replacement parts, and I still don't know where the last of these O-rings belongs. I have 2 here on the housing and one more inside the piston, but no idea where the last one has to go. However, let's start changing out the O-rings. This one here obviously was the smallest of the ones coming with the overhaul kit, and the second one is the largest. Number 1 is in place. Number 2. The third one is here inside the piston, and that's the second smallest. And this one is still left over, no idea where this belongs. I've just discovered that this part here on top can be separated from the actual piston using a cutout here inside. Voila, and that's the place where the leftover O-ring belongs. So let's change this out also. Voila. So let's attempt the reassembly. The piston belongs here on top with this side facing upwards. Again, I try not to hurt the inner O-ring on these sharp edges in the middle. Followed by the part I've just removed. I watched the disassembly video and recognized that this part here has to line up with the cutout on this side. This is seated as well. In the next step, the spring has to be positioned here on top and fixed in place with the bigger of the two retainers that belongs into this groove here at the bottom, and therefore of course the spring has to be depressed. To get the spring depressed, which isn't even possible with a 4-legged compressor, I will again use the cup that was removed from the C-brake. There's a danger of the components slipping away into the one or another direction, and that's the reason why I don't use my hydraulic press this time. Okay, the spring is fully depressed, but I still can see the snap ring groove or the retainer groove, which means the inner component here has to come up a little bit. No chance to do it this way. So the retainer groove is a little bit more exposed now. Let's give it another try. That looks better. Now I'm trying to get these retainers here inside. One half is in place now, and the second half as well. If I would relieve the compressor now, this all would pop out, because the second retainer isn't in place. there are two ends with these little parts facing upwards, and those belong here inside this groove on top. This has to be hooked in place at this side, and then I have to slide it in. But to achieve that, this inner piston, yes, has to come a little bit more down, so the upper groove is fully exposed. One is in place. And the second one as well. I give you a closer look. That's how the upper retainers have to go in place. Voila! With the lower and the upper retainers in place now, I can relieve the spring compressor. And surprise, surprise, everything is still in place. I can now turn the drum around and continue on the C brake side. Here I have to change out only 2 O-rings on the piston. They look like 3, but actually are only 2. The bigger one of course belongs to the outside, the smaller one to the inside. Number 1 is in place. And the inner one also. This piston now must be put back into the drum. I don't think direction matters, but actually this spot here was positioned exactly here. I figured this out by watching the video I shot 1 or 2 hours ago. First, of course, I lubricate the mating surfaces. So, and let's put this back in place the exact way I took it out before. Yeah, and actually the piston is back in. In the next step, the big spring has to be put on top with the inner side facing upwards. Followed by the cap spring. Here the outer edge has to face upwards. And finally I must put back in the snap ring, and therefore again the cap must be depressed. As you can see, the snap ring groove gets more and more exposed. So let's try to put the snap ring back in. There's not much tension on this special snap ring. I should manage to pry this apart with my hands or with a little help of the screwdriver. Now it seems the groove isn't exposed enough here on this side. Yeah, I guess it's fully seated now. Let's try it out. This was quite a piece of work today. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up or even subscribe to my channel. See you back next time. Goodbye.